Hey racers, and welcome to another live stream. And today's live stream is on three reasons to use a carb drink on race day. So I ran our Think virtual event last night, and in the Q&A at the end, after I'd gone through all the meat and potatoes, I guess, of race day nutrition for Think, we did some Q&A for the last 20 minutes or half hour. Hey Matthew. And there was a lot of questions on regarding supplements and carb drinks and protein and stuff like that. So I thought if there's a lot of questions there for Think, there's probably a lot of you that are wondering the same things to help you with your particular type of racing as well. So why would you want to solve this problem, or why would you want to look at having a carb drink? Is ultimately improve your physical performance. I think that's why we all look at supplements, because we use it as something that, or we hope it's something that can improve our performance, increase our energy, allow us to recover better, concentrate better, really just have a better day of racing and perform better on the bike. So 3 reasons to use a carb drink on race day. First of all is pre-race energy. So the great thing about carb drinks is carb drinks are pretty much just about pure sugar. Okay, it's a simple carb. It's going to give you the energy spike is going to be like this. Okay, if you're having like potatoes or brown rice and things like that, the energy release is like this. If you're having a carb drink or pure sugar, it's like this. Okay, it's very quick and very rapid. Anywhere between say 15 minutes to 45 minutes for you to start feeling the effects from that. So pre-race, it's a great option. First of all, it's a great option because your body doesn't have to digest it. Okay, and anytime we're out on race day, our body's under a lot of stress, and our digestive system isn't working. That's why, like, if you go and train or you go to the gym, you take in a whole heap of food straight after, you can't eat the food. Either number one, you don't feel like eating it. Number two, if you try and force it in, it gets stuck up here. You can't see my hands. It gets stuck up here. And so that means you feel like shit, but your body also can't break down that food to get the nutrients that it needs to perform at its best, which is ultimately why you're eating the food in the first place. So when we use a carb drink pre-race, it's great because your body doesn't have to digest it. Like, you could use a carb bar or things like that, but your body still has to break them down at some level. Great thing about a carb drink, like a carb powder, is it doesn't have to do that. We can have it in liquid form. It's very easily digestible and easy to have before you go on ride or before you go on race, and it's definitely not heavy. The one I use at the moment is by the brand True Protein, and the product is called Endurance, and that's the one I'm using at the moment, or been using for a while now. So first of all is pre-race energy. That's one reason you want to use a carb drink. So if you're doing motocross events, you might have, like if they're 20-minute, half-hour motos, you might have half a carb drink. Hey, Jason, you might have half a carb drink before each race. If you're doing a bigger enduro, where you know you're going to be doing, say, 3 hours on the bike, 2 or 3 hours, you'll probably have a full carb drink before you go out. So that's the first thing, pre-race energy. Hey, Ryan. Second thing is it speeds up what's called protein synthesis. So the other time that you can utilize a carb drink, or carbs in general, simple sugars or simple carbs, is directly after a ride, directly after a race. So for those of you that have worked with me before, or you follow a bit of my content, you know I recommend having a protein shake or part of a protein shake directly after each ride. And so what carbs do, what carbs have been shown to do when paired with protein, is it increases the rate of protein synthesis. What that means in simple terms is your body's ability to absorb protein and actually be able to use it to help you recover. Protein is your recovery tool for your muscles. So that's why we get the protein in. Carbs helps to speed up that process of protein being pulled into the muscles to help them to rebuild, recover, repair themselves. So that's another way that you can, or another reason that you should be using a carb drink. With that, it doesn't have to be a carb drink specifically. You could also use like a Powerade. Powerade's quite high in sugar. I think there's about, in a 600 ml bottle, about 35 grams of sugar or carbs in a 600 ml Powerade, just the normal strength Powerade. So you can use that. Instead of just having your protein shake with water, you can mix it up with Powerade. Third reason that you'd use a carb drink is for electrolytes. So our body needs electrolytes for all of its bodily functions. Okay, so electrolytes are made up of sodium, potassium, magnesium. So what these electrolytes are important for is for our body to contract and relax muscles and just do bodily functions. So that's why a lot of riders will have, especially enduro guys, I find will have issues with cramping later on in the ride. Cramping very rarely comes on at the start, it comes on at the end. The reason that it comes on at the end is because riders are sweating. And so when you sweat, your body is releasing salt, okay, releasing electrolytes. All those minerals are leaving your body. They're being excreted in one way or another, whether that's through urine and going to the toilet or through sweating. And so the important thing with electrolytes is they also help, especially sodium, so salt, helps to absorb the water and hold onto water. And that's what keeps you hydrated. So when you take water in, those electrolytes help to absorb water, which helps to keep you hydrated, Everything in your body is lubricated and working well, and that keeps you hydrated. I find with a lot of enduro guys is they have a good focus generally on water and getting enough water in. They got the Camelback and they're getting plenty of water in, but they still have the symptoms of dehydration. Could be a headache, fatigue, can't concentrate, blurry vision, whatever it is that comes up, even though they're getting in a lot of water. And the problem comes is that they're taking in water, but because they're sweating a lot and they've been riding for a while and they've got their gear on, they're excreting electrolytes, okay, and salt is leaving their body. So the minerals that are required in your body to hold on to water are disappearing. So you're putting water in one side to try and hydrate, but there's no sponge there for your body to hold on to that water. So it's not actually helping you hydrate, it's just running straight through your body. So the great thing about a carb drink, especially like the True Protein one I use, endurance one, it's a carb drink, but also has electrolytes in there as well. So it's helping with hydration and replacing all the things that you're losing. Carbs also hold on to water as well. So carbs also help to keep you hydrated. And that's one of the other problems I find with enduro guys is they'll go and do these long rides and they're smashing through all their carb stores in their body and electrolytes are leaving their body. So their body has nothing there for the water to hold on to. And that's why they end up having, even though they're getting in water, they think that they're hydrated, but they're actually not hydrated. And the reason that they're not hydrated is because the body's got nothing to hold on to. There's no sponge there to be able to help hold on to the water. So common mistakes that I see, really there was two that came to mind, is when people use carb drinks, is that there's no timing or strategy with how they use them. And that's really the important stuff. You need to make sure if you're having a carb drink 3 or 4 hours before you go and race, then you're not gonna feel better. You're probably gonna feel worse by the time you go and ride because you're gonna have this big crash coming off a whole heap of sugar. So it's important to get the timing right. Same with protein straight after. It's important to get your carbs in with your protein straight after your ride or straight after your race or at your fuel stops or at your breaks throughout the ride. If you're not timing them properly and you're having your carbs 6 hours after training, then you miss that window. Okay, you need to give your body the right carbs at the right time to make sure it can recover well and make sure it can perform well. The other problem I find, common mistake, is racers will only use carb drinks when they feel low on energy. Hey, Joseph. So they'll feel low on energy and then they're like, okay, what can I use to pick myself up? And then it's a carb drink, okay, or some sort of type of carbs to get them up, lollies. And the problem with that approach is it's very hard to come back from a problem once you've got it when you're riding without just completely resting and getting off the bike. So that's why it's always important. I talked about this a lot last night, is you want to focus on preventing problems rather than trying to cure problems. And when you can do that, you're going to find you perform a lot better. And you're also a lot more confident going into your race because you've put things in place to prevent problems from happening rather than having all of these problems and then acting surprised and then being like, oh shit, I've got to try and fix it. So it's easier to get, so that's one of the things I find is with a carb drink, sometimes you need to take it even if you don't feel like you need the energy. Not so much for that particular point in time, it's to help you recover at your best and perform at your best for later on in the ride, or for say Think or 2-day events, the next day of riding or racing. And even just if you go and training the next day, to make sure that you're back at 100%. And so that's really all I've got on that. If you could give the video a like, that would be great. That helps other people on Facebook to see the video and help them out with their riding and their racing as well. Otherwise, Facebook doesn't show it to anyone. Any questions, guys? Anything I can help you guys with at all? As we're writing the questions, for those of you that are interested, I've got a free download you can grab. Let me hook it up for you. It's a free race day nutrition plan. So this will it will show you how to use the carbs and carb drink, how to use protein, and then also just some sample meals you can use as well. So if you want to grab a copy of that, I just posted it up in the comments. There's a link there. It's a free download. You just have to put your details in. I think it asks for your name, your email, and then it will send it. It's all automated, so it will send it straight to you. And so that way you've got everything mapped out, not just your carb drink. So if you'd like to grab that, you are more than welcome to. Any questions though, guys? Anything I can help you guys with? Anything at all? I know there's only a few of you on. It is earlier in the day. Anything at all that I can help you guys with? Let me see here. Cool. Okay. Maybe not. So well, feel free to grab a free copy of the race day nutrition plan if you like. Otherwise, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you could give it a like if you haven't already, that would be great. It helps out a lot. And I look forward to putting some more videos together for you guys. I will chat to you guys soon. See ya.